Look, there was a scene where Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe go to a huge Hollywood party and they have the band Earth, Wind & Fire playing. Rest in peace to Maurice White, by the way. And I can't get the song September out of my head because wow, what an amazing soundtrack in this movie. Okay, so The Nice Guys. So The Nice Guys follows the story of private investigator Holland Marsh, and after being assigned to find a girl that is linked up with the death of a porn star, he does everything in his power to track her down, while being drunk of course, until he meets up with unofficial private investigator Jackson Healy, who's also on the same case as him, but each having their own differences of course, but they are forced to team up to find this girl. But as the two private investigators begin to dive deeper into the porn industry to find the location of this girl, they discover this case may have a huge conspiracy behind it. Now, The Nice Guys is written and directed by Shane Black, the writer of the original Lethal Weapon and the director of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Iron Man 3. His filmography is extremely limited, so it's a rarity that he would release a film of his own when it comes to directing, but when he does, it turns out to be really good, besides Iron Man 3 of course, which that can be debatable. So I was really looking forward to The Nice Guys because everyone was praising it to being one of the most original films they have seen in like the last 5 years or something. And I admit, it's original, but I just found this movie to be just good. I wasn't head over heels for it, and I'll explain why. First, I'll address the positives. Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe have never been this dynamic in any role. Their chemistry was so good, they felt completely natural in their acting ability. Through their acting and skills with comedy, these two worked together as if they were born to be in a movie together. You felt the relationship grow as the movie progresses in a non-forced way. You can buy the fact that these two guys at first didn't like each other in the beginning, but were like, okay, it looks like we know something that the other doesn't, so in order to find this girl, we have to team up. Ryan Gosling plays like the licensed private investigator who's not too good at his job because of his drinking habits, and Russell Crowe, he does the same thing as Ryan Gosling, but he's not licensed, and he's a million times better at what he does than Ryan Gosling's character. But I can't stress enough on how great these two were together, not just through the comedy aspect, but through the characters and how they grow off each other. It was totally believable. But one actress I have to point out that deserves so much credit is the girl that plays Ryan Gosling's daughter in the movie. She's an actress you have to look out for. Not only was she great as an actress, but she served a purpose to the story and was a really likable character, and if you took her out, the movie in my opinion would be totally different. Now those three were all really great, whereas the other actors and actresses, they just serve their purpose. Not to mention, The Nice Guys is a very stylistic 1970s, 1980s movie that was made in today's day and age. Hollywood usually wouldn't make movies like this nowadays. Through the soundtrack, the setting, costume design, etc., The Nice Guys felt like it transported you back to 1977 Los Angeles, totally making you forget that you are even in the present day as you are sucked into this world. And not that this is a bad thing, but this movie has a great amount of nostalgia factor. To people who were ever raised in the 1970s are absolutely going to enjoy. Just the pop culture references, the movies that were released at the time, the cars that these characters are driving, it just totally enhances the experience of this movie transporting you back into this time period. Also, it didn't reference the original Star Wars that was also released in 1977, so I'm a little bummed out by that. Now, with all this praise that it's been getting as being one of the best original dark comedies or just films in general, The Nice Guys, to me, was just a very basic formulaic movie. But deep down, it's a buddy cop movie mixed with dark comedy. We've seen movies like this where two different personalities who are after the same goal and having to team up. And you guys know how buddy cop movies work. Now let's say, if you were to write down and predict on what could happen, you would most likely get every single plot point correct in this movie. And The Nice Guys unfortunately falls under that category. Which then also makes me believe that there is nothing super duper extremely special about the writing because of the predictability that it plagues itself with. Like once this movie reveals like who's the main villain behind this whole mystery, like the very second this character pops up, you're like, oh yeah, no surprise, I know that you're gonna be the main villain. I mean, at least for me, if you guys are looking for a completely original film, I don't think you're gonna find that in The Nice Guys. And just to point out, since this is a comedy, not all the comedy hits where you want it to hit. Like, some of it kind of comes across as being forced. Like, there's a scene where Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe go up to this kid, and he's bragging about having a huge dick, and then people around me were like, oh, that's absurd. The kid talking about having a huge penis. That's funny. And it came off a bit awkward at times, and the scenes out of many made me question, okay, why was that scene even in there? But what I'm trying to say is that the weakest element to the movie is the predictable story, as it follows a very basic formulaic plot that didn't really stand out to me. It doesn't mean that it's an entirely bad movie, since Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe completely sell the movie with flying colors. But overall, it's a good movie, and I still liked it, but not as much as everyone else, because I say if you want to see The Nice Guys, it's worth seeing at the matinee price. Extra points for Earth, Wind, and Fire in there. So amazing. So anyway guys, have you seen The Nice Guys, and what did you think about it? And what is your favorite buddy cop movie? Whatever it is, leave it down below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that social media shit down below. Keep in contact with me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, may the Force be with you.